Reese Dixon Waters. Uh, Reese is 6'5". He's a little bigger than Malik height-wise, and he also weighs about 200 pounds, so that both those guys walk in with college-ready bodies. Reese is a very accomplished perimeter shooter at the high school level. He has great shooting form, and he can also handle the ball. So we're excited for both those. Reese is a top consensus top 75 player in the country. And to add two guards like that for the coming seasons is a much needed boost to our program, as we have lost some very key guards recently, and will continue to do so. So the other forward is other guard is Kobe Johnson. Kobe is an intriguing prospect. His brother Jalen is a freshman at Duke. Kobe is not necessarily a late bloomer, but in our eyes, we were a little late on the scene with him because we were not able to see him play in person. Did all the recruiting via video and watched a lot of his high school games because of the pandemic. And we were excited to go watch him in the spring in the April AAU program, but that got canceled. And of course, the summer did as well. So Kobe Johnson is almost 6'6". He's 6'5.5". Has a great body, weighs 195 pounds, and he actually had 6 or 7 triple doubles last year. So whereas Malik Thomas is just a tough scorer, Reese is an outstanding shooter. Kobe Johnson is more of a combo guard that can play the point, that can distribute the ball. He averaged about 18 or 19 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 7 assists, and had about 6 or 7 triple doubles. So he is a guy that can play in multiple positions and on the floor. So we think those three guys together will give us significant depth at the 1, 2, and the 3. Our wings are interchangeable, so there's really not we don't really differentiate. We just call them guards. And then our biggest signee is 6'10", Harrison Hornery from Mater Dei. He's originally from Australia. He's been in the States 3 years. He's had a tremendous high school career for Gary McKnight in the Mater Dei program. He's an elite shooter at 6'10". Shot over 40% from the three-point line. We expect him to be a stretch the floor type of big. He's very skilled with the basketball. He's a good passer, good dribbler. He's not the athlete that, say, Onyeka Okongwu, but not too many people are. So Harrison Harry's a different type of big man. He's more like in the combination of a Benny Boatwright type with his shooting ability, but also can go inside a little bit and rebound the ball. So we're equally as excited about all 4 of these guys. I think it's a top 15 or top 12 recruiting class in the country, which doesn't mean anything right now because those young men have to come in and produce for us. But we're pumped up for all of them.
Thanks, Andy.
We'll go to Tukney.
Coach, we've been, I guess, asking this whole preseason about Drew, and finally you get the word that he's able to play. So where do you see him contributing most to this team this year now that you have confirmation that you'll be able to get him?
Well, Drew's really impressed us as a staff with his ability to pick up a different system. He played at Rice for the last 2 years. And had a good year last year, averaged about 12, 5, and 4. And we expect him to play multiple positions for us. Very good passer at 6'7". Has improved his shooting significantly since he's been here. So in the preseason, he's shooting the ball well from the perimeter. And he's just a good all-around basketball player. I think you'll enjoy watching him. He can fill in for virtually any spot on the floor other than center. And he's just a basketball player.
Okay, shotgun.
Andy, what did you think about Onyeka going number 6 overall, and what it kind of mean to see that emotional, kind of play out the emotions for him and his family there?
Onyeka is a special young man. He's comes from a wonderful family. It was just awesome to see what that moment meant to Onyeka and his family. He is he's just special. He's a special player, special person. And he deserves being the 6th pick of the draft. He's worked his entire life to put himself in this position. He has always been an underdog. He's always been underrated and underappreciated. And I think he got his due the other night, Wednesday night, when he was picked 6 in the NBA draft. He was on no NBA draft boards at the beginning of the year, was not a McDonald's All-American, and he just worked and worked and worked, and he put himself in this position. He helped us win 22 games last year. We were 22-9 and didn't even get to play in the Pac-12 or NCAA tournament. So I am upset that the nation didn't get to see him more on a national stage, although all our games are on national television, to play in the NCAA tournament. I think a lot of casual fans that don't necessarily watch Pac-12 basketball would have seen him just dominate at a high level. So we're all thrilled for Onyeka. It means a lot to our program. That's our 5th NBA player the last 3 years. Our other guys are doing very, very well throughout the league, and we feel like we have some guys on our current roster that will get there pretty soon.
Go ahead, Shot. Sorry.
What does it mean for the program, having back-to-back first-round picks and, the potential of having another one next year with Evan?
Well, I think we're 4th in the nation number of draft picks the last 3 years. I think we've had 4 draft picks the last 3 years, which I think is tied for 4th in the nation. We also have Jordan McLaughlin, who didn't get drafted. He's playing for the Timberwolves. So that was our goal, to recruit players, develop them, give them a chance to succeed, put them on our system, and just help them become better players as a coaching staff. And a lot of that is on those guys, the young men that made it, because we can't guarantee you're going to get to the NBA. All we can say is we're going to try to give you the development while you're here and put you in a system to succeed. But you got to go do it. You got to work every day and every week, and then you got to go produce on the floor. And so those 5 young men have done that. And Onyeka is for him to come in and be under the radar as he walked in the door. And now he's the 6th pick in the draft. It's just an example to all the other players on our team and the guys that are coming next year that, hey, if I can do my part for the next year, 2, 3, 4 years, however long it takes, I got a shot to be where they are now. And so it's a great example.
Let's hear from Max here. Max, Coach has talked a lot about how you've improved. Can you talk a little bit about what you've worked on, where you see your game now, and where you see yourself fitting in?
Oh, yeah, I improved a lot this year. I mean, over quarantine, I've been working out every day. I've been getting a lot stronger. That's one thing. I definitely improved on my strength over the year, and I've been working on my shot a lot more, and my ball handling, so I can shoot much better from the 3, and I can dribble, kind of get to my spots that I want and rise up over smaller defenders. So, yeah.
Thank you. Let's go to Skylar.
Thank you both for being here today. As you move closer to the season starting Wednesday, I'm curious as to what your expectations are for this team after everything you've seen Coach Enfield, and then Max, as I would love to hear after from you on what your expectations for yourself and this team are as you've been developing.
Well, I think our expectation as a coaching staff is for our team to go play as hard as they can every single game and not take it for granted, because a lot of sacrifices have been made just to put us on the court during this COVID situation. And there are a lot of people that are rooting for college basketball to be able to play this season. And we just need to do our part on and off the court. And so when we step on the court, my expectation is our players play and appreciate the opportunity that they have. And of course, we're going to try to compete for a Pac-12 championship and a national championship, just like we do every year. But this is a special and unique season, and we want our players to hopefully appreciate that opportunity and go out and play like it.
I expect to win this year. I mean, I'm ready to do anything I need to do for the team to win. That's all I care about, the team winning. If I need to pass the ball, if I need to shoot the ball well, if I need to play defense, I'm just going to do what I need to do.
Let's go to Adam Grossbard.
Max, understanding like you're going to do what's asked of you in certain moments, but just how do you, going into this season, kind of view your role and your responsibilities when you're on the court?
I know my role. I mean, my main role is to play defense, play hard on defense, get rebounds, crash the offensive glass, and make the open shot when I get the chance. So if I can just do that, I think we're going to be a really good team and we're going to have a really good year.
And Andy, I know we're kind of coming up to the start of the year, but just is there any update on when we might see a full non-conference schedule?
Well, that's a great question. I think we can tell you that we're scheduled to play Cal Baptist Wednesday, Montana on Saturday. Then we go to Connecticut in the Mohegan Sun to play BYU, and then the second game either UConn or Vanderbilt. We are scheduled to play UC Irvine in December, and then we have San Francisco. We have 2 Pac-12 games. We're at home against Stanford, I believe, on December 13th, and on the 20th we go at Oregon State. I think there's one game we're still trying to get the contract signed, but we, for the most part, I think that's about it. So we have a more condensed number of games. Schedule is cut down from 31 to 27, and with what we've seen in football and some of the college basketball in the preseason, we're just hoping that we can play 27, or if not, as close to 27 as possible.
Robert Rios.
Hey, Coach, thanks for taking the time to speak with us. According to Evan Mobley, his brother Isaiah Mobley has been a real leader for the team. What do you have to say about that? And how is his leadership not just going to help his brother, but also the rest of the team this season?
Isaiah has made big jump in his leadership skills, his capability. He leads by example. He plays hard. He practices hard. He's vocal at times when he needs to be. So we're looking for him to be a leader all year for us, and he has become a much better basketball player, just like Max has and Ethan as sophomores. Those 3 young men, we needed them to improve, and they all have. So we're excited to see what Isaiah can do for us this year. He makes so many winning plays. He's very unselfish. He's a great passer, just like his brother Evan. So it's fun to coach these young men, because when we're in practice, they always make the extra pass, and they see the floor, especially Isaiah at 6'10". He has a uncanny ability to see not only the opposite big he's playing with, but also the guards where they're moving on the perimeter, and usually makes the right play a significant amount of time.
Mark Culkin.
Hey, Andy, is this the longest team or the most length you've had on a team that you've been coaching? This team really is similar to your Sweet 16 team that you had at Florida Gulf. Is this the direction you're trying to build it that way?
Well, they would say Florida Gulf Coast University. I don't want to.
I'm sorry.
They had a lot of nicknames when I was there, because no one knew. The school was so brand new that no one knew what to say. I heard Florida Golf Course, Florida Golf, like you said, all things. But FGCU, we did have a very long team. Bernard Thompson was 6'3" with a 6'8" wingspan. He was 3rd in the nation in steals that year. Just a terrific player. He scored over 2,000 points. Brett Comer was a big point guard at 6'3" and had long arms. And then I think our interior guys, Chase Feeler, he was 6'8", but had a 7'1" wingspan. And Eric McKnight had a 7'1" wingspan. And so we had a lot of length on that team, and that was very, very beneficial, because we averaged over 9 steals a game. And so that's one thing that with the length we have on this USC team, that is very similar. It's a good point you brought up, because our big guys are all over 7 foot on their wingspan. Max is a big wing. And then we have some guards that Isaiah White has very long arms, the grad transfer from Utah Valley, and between Max and Isaiah and Drew Peterson. And so when you look at it, I was looking at Evan Mobley's arms the other day. I was like, this is just unbelievable. Almost 7'5" wingspan, and to watch what he does, he's so active with his hands and arms. So we hope that as a team we might not be as physically strong as we were last year, losing Onyeka and Daniel Utomi, because they were big individuals. Just they had a lot of. Daniel was about 6'6", 225 pounds and tough, and Onyeka was 6'9", 245. But we have more length this year overall from top to bottom on our roster. And so, as Max said, Max has really improved his defense. And if that becomes a focal point and an identity for our team, I think we can be a better defensive team this year than we were last year. But that's only if our guys are tough, as tough as the players like Jonah Matthews who just graduated.
And then real quick for Max, last year you got to start one game. I believe it was against Temple. I'm anticipating you're going to be a starter this year. Are you ready for that role mentally?
Oh yeah, I've been ready. I mean, that's what I've been working out for every day, and that's what I want to be. And then, I mean, yeah, I'm ready. I'm gonna take the role. I'm asked to do what coach asks of me, whether that's whatever to do, either game, guard the best player, shut him down. I'm gonna do it. So, yeah.
We'll go back to Rich Rubin.
Max, is there any point or any part of the game that you think this team does better than the team last year?
Let me think. I think like Coach said, I think defensively, because we're so long, me and Drew able to play the wings at 6'8", 6'7". I think we could be really good defensively because of our height and length, and because of also Evan being so long in the paint, and if we do get blown by, or if someone happens to get to the rim, we have Evan and we have Isaiah to block the shot. So I think defensively we'll be better than last year because we're taller and longer. So yeah.
Thanks.
Shotgun.
Hey Max, what do you think that Drew Peterson adds to the roster for you guys now that he's eligible?
He has a lot for us. He could play 1 through 4. He could play point guard position. He's good for us on defense. He's long and he can shoot the ball. So he's going to do a lot. And I'm happy that we get to play with him this year, because I think he's going to help us a lot go far in the tournament. Because I think we can have a big tournament run this year, and I'm just excited to play. So.
And Andy, what area do you think that maybe what's the biggest thing you've learned in the preseason you were unsure about before getting the team on the court?
Well, offensively, we're better than we were last year. We share the ball at a high level, and we're a little concerned with our playmaking or lack of playmaking. But Ethan's improved. Taj Edey's been very solid in the preseason. He's a great shooter, and he's not turning the ball over, which is tremendous for a lead guard. Drew Peterson adds another level of creativity because, as Max said, he can play the one. He's not a true point guard, but he has ball skills and passing ability like a point guard at 6'7". But we've been very pleasantly surprised with Isaiah and Evan's ability to, like yesterday in practice, Isaiah had 4 assists and no turnovers, and Evan had 3 assists and no turnovers, and it was just a quick scrimmage. And so when you're getting assist totals and low turnovers from 2 of your big guys, that adds a whole nother dimension that we haven't had here. Because as good as Onyeka was, he was not a ball in hand guy. He was either going to dunk it on you or go and spin and shoot a jump hook, and he would pass the ball. He was not a selfish player, but we threw the ball to him. Hey, go score. Now we have the luxury, even with Chavez Goodwin, grad transfer. He actually has really improved his passing ability as well. Now he's a 6'9", 230 pound. He's just high energy and very, very tough. And then Boubacar, our other 6'9" freshman, he can make plays as well. So that's what we weren't real sure about, how the bigs were going to play together and how our offensive creativity was going to work out. But we're pleasantly surprised that we're better offensively this year than we were last year.
And back to Mark Culkin.
A couple of weeks ago, Andy, you told us about an Evan Mobley wow play. Max, have there been any that have impressed you, or have there been any new wow plays, Coach, that you want to tell us about?
Yeah, I'll take that one. Yes, from Evan Mobley, you mean, right?
Anybody, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of. I mean, we practice every day, so there's a lot of plays that we see that the oohs and ahs and stuff. But yeah, a lot of them mostly come from Evan, from just the way how he's just standing right under the rim, 3 guys around him, he just dunks it, and it's like, how do you do that? There's 3 people around him. But yeah, definitely.
Okay, we'll go to Skylar.
Coach, you mentioned Kobe Johnson having 6 or 7 triple doubles in high school. How quickly do you expect him to be able to contribute this year?
Well, he's a senior in high school, and I'm not sure what the basketball in Wisconsin is going to be like as a high school season, but he comes from a tremendous basketball family. So when you grow up in that atmosphere, usually you're comfortable with any situation. You see the floor very well, which he does. You just his IQ, a basketball IQ, and is so high, and so playing with older brothers, younger brothers, and to be a guy that can do so much in the court, we expect him to come here ready to play and help us. We don't make any promises to our recruits. Look, Evan Mobley may or may not start for us, but even though he's a top 3 player in the country, and we think he's number 1 player in the country, we didn't even promise him a starting spot. So you got to go compete when you get here. DeAnthony Melton was not promised one thing. He was a 3-star recruit. We were the only Pac-12 school to offer him, and we had 8 guards coming back. Now, a couple of them ended up leaving before he got here, but he walked in here and said, "Look, I'm just going to contribute like what Max said. I'm going to do whatever you ask, coaches, and just with a smile on my face and just get better." And well, 2 years later, he's in the NBA, about to sign a huge contract right now. So Kobe Johnson has abilities of he's a high-level Division I basketball recruit player in our mind, and we think he's going to be terrific down the road. So that's going to be up to him next year as far as playing time early in his career, but we're extremely high on him in the short and long term.
Okay, Andy and Max, I think we're done here. I don't see any more questions. To the media, thank you for joining us. A couple quick announcements. This is, as I said earlier, is the last of our preseason Zoom pressers. Dave Tuttle, our basketball SID, will be in touch with everybody to update you on media availability as we get into the season. And also Dave will get notice to you about credentials as soon as we can finalize the schedule and some of our media operations over at Galen Center. We're close to getting all that done. Dave will let you know. So with that, everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you out at Galen Center soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. See you Wednesday next week. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.